Let's talk about some of the funny debate moments. I know we're not going to get all of these here, but I just want to go through a few of these. Remember that time when George W. Bush was debating Al Gore, and Al Gore hilariously did a lot of sighing during George W. Bush's questions? Here's one example of that. I really like this one. This is great.
I've had a record of appointing judges in the state of Texas. That's what a governor gets to
do. I love that. Every time I see that, I just think it's great. And you know what? Show some emotion. If you're the guy you're up against is saying nonsense, respond in a way that shows that. But of course, you've got to make sure it's a focus-tested response. That's a focus group-tested response. It's not going to make you seem overly aggressive, because that would be bad. You've got to always keep it close together, right, Lewis?
Of course.
Then Al Gore trying to intimidate George W. Bush, or maybe not, walking around to him when George Bush wouldn't talk about, what was it, Dingle Norwood, Natan?
Yeah.
And George W. Bush just kind of looking over and smirking at him and continuing on with his answer. A classic moment from the 2000 presidential debate.
I specifically would like to know whether Governor Bush will support the Dingle Norwood bill, which is the main one pending.
Governor Bush, you may answer that if you'd like, but also I'd like to know how you see the differences between the two of you, and we need to move on.
Well, the difference is that I can get it done.
So Bush
that I can get something positive done on behalf of the people. That's what the question in this campaign is about. It's not only what's your philosophy and what's your position
on issues. And then Al Gore gets up and walks over to him.
But can you get things done? And I believe I can.
All right. What a classic moment. And then, of course, Al Gore getting the question in once again. Take a listen.
What about the Dingle Norwood bill?
So putting that back in. Classic moment. Gotta love that one. And then let's go to Clinton versus Bush in the 1992 debate. I really like this one. This is the moment where George H.W. Bush made a big mistake, which is while he was being asked a question, a very important question, he looks at his watch. He gets caught looking at his watch, which is widely now known to be a really bad moment, if you couldn't tell, from George H.W. Bush. Let's look at that one.
We have a question right here.
Yes, how has the national debt...
What time is it? I'm sorry, I know you're asking me a really important question, but what time is it? Because I can't stay here too much longer. And then this actually was also one of Bill Clinton's best moments, where Bill Clinton actually went and actually answered the question incredibly well. This is the I feel your pain moment, where he stands up, he walks over close to the crowd, he says, I understand what you're talking about. Widely regarded as one of the moments where Bill Clinton really connecting with the audience. Take a look.
That's why I'm trying to do something about it by stimulating the export, investing more, better education systems.
Okay, done. Here goes Bill Clinton.
How affected you again? You know people who've lost their jobs and lost their homes? Well, I've been governor of a small state for 12 years. I'll tell you how it's affected me. Every year, Congress and the President sign laws that make us do more things and gives us less money to do it with. I see people in my state, middle-class people, their taxes have gone up in Washington and their services have gone down, while the wealthy have gotten tax cuts. I have seen what's happened in this last 4 years when, in my state, when people lose their jobs, there's a good chance I'll know them by their names. When a factory closes, I know the people who ran it. When the businesses go bankrupt, I know them. And I've been out here for 13 months, meeting in meetings just like this, ever since October, with people like you all over America. People that have lost their jobs, lost their livelihood, lost their health insurance.
Widely regarded as one of the best debate responses. I mean, Natan, that is really connecting with the people.
Yeah, you said it. I think that no matter what happens tonight, no matter how many good zingers Romney has, no matter how he makes Obama look, he's not going to connect with people anywhere close to the way Bill Clinton did, and also not the way Obama already has.
Romney's incapable of connecting with people. We know this already.
Because of who he is, or simply he doesn't have the skills that Bill Clinton had?
Both.
Both. Here's another classic moment. Bernard Shaw from CNN asking Michael Dukakis this question about, would you support the death penalty if his wife were killed? Is that right? Let's take a listen.
The first question goes to Governor Dukakis. You have 2 minutes to respond. Governor, if Kitty Dukakis were raped and murdered, would you favor an irrevocable death penalty for the killer?
No, I don't, Bernard, and I think you know that I've opposed the death penalty during all of my life. I don't see any evidence that it's a deterrent. And
So this is interesting because number one, it's really it's a baiting question, first of all. But number two, I don't know that Michael Dukakis answered it that well because it actually made him seem very, very cold. You know, I would say something like, let's be clear, Bernard. What you're really asking me is if a personal thirst for revenge justifies a policy of the state putting people to death, and the answer is no. Yeah. Right? That's the answer he should have given.
In hindsight, yes.
In hindsight,
when you're on the spot.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Let's go through a couple others. The infamous "You're no Jack Kennedy" moment with Lloyd. But this is Lloyd Benson and Dan Quayle. Take a look at this.
I have far more experience than many others that sought the office of Vice President of this country. I have as much experience in the Congress as Jack Kennedy did when he sought the presidency. I will be prepared to deal with the people in the Bush administration if that unfortunate event would ever occur.
Senator Benson?
Senator, I served with Jack Kennedy. I knew Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy was a friend of mine. Senator, you're no Jack Kennedy.
And then I love the little tail end thing that happens too.
That was really uncalled for, Senator.
I wonder if the same people were clapping both times.
I know, yeah, it's funny. Are the people just clapping for fireworks or what?
Jerry Springer or a vice presidential debate?
It is very weird. And then also another classic, of course, which was the moment where, you know what? Actually, I don't even know if I have that one. Do I have it or not? Let me see if I have it. This is the Reagan-Mondale moment of youth and inexperience. I do have it. This will be the last one. Then we'll move on to a couple other things.
You already are the oldest president in history, and some of your staff say you were tired after your most recent encounter with Mr. Mondale. I recall yet that President Kennedy had to go for days on end with very little sleep during the Cuba Missile Crisis. Is there any doubt in your mind that you would be able to function in such circumstances?
Not at all, Mr. Truitt, and I want you to know that also I will not make age an issue of this campaign. I am not going to exploit for political purposes my opponent's youth and inexperience.
Another classic moment. So we're looking forward to tonight.